Well, welcome back, everybody. For those watching this on the replay on YouTube or BitLink, welcome. I hope you're doing really great. I hope you're having a great day. There's been like a lot of stuff happening again in the land of Bitcoin. Bitcoin keeps surprising us. Like I said yesterday, it was possible in the cards to see some more highs before we actually start retracing a little bit. Of course, the question is, how high are we going to go? Is it possible to make more highs than this? It's absolutely possible. Is it also possible that we start retracing from here? It's also possible. It's in the cards. So caution is advised. Be careful what you do, and before entering a trade, think about your strategy. Think about where you will want to exit your trades, because right now there are still a few different possibilities in play. There could be some surprises ahead of us, but all in all, it's going level by level, as I say every time, again and again. Don't jump the ball. Be reactive instead of proactive. Don't be too aggressive, and of course, set your stop losses accordingly. Later, I will have some announcements about my affiliate program, because some people, well, one person gave me a comment that I had to consider, and like, leave your comments in the comment section. I really do read them, and I appreciate every kind of positive or negative comment that you might want to share. I do read them. I don't throw them away, and I also take my time into replying. So really, I'm trying to build a real community for traders by traders, or by traders for traders, or buy and sell traders. I don't care. Whatever you want to call yourself. You guys are part of my wolf pack. Yeah, that's what I call you, the wolf pack, the wolves. Maybe also in the comment section, if I've been considering rebranding my channel, giving it another name. So yeah, suggestions are very welcome. I would really like to know your thoughts about it. I was thinking about more Wolves of Crypto or something, because yeah, maybe Wolves of Bybit has a little bit of a bad undertone, or is badly appreciated by some people. And I want to keep things straight. I want to keep things real. Now, about keeping it real, what is happening here in the charts? So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame, so that we can have a look more in detail where we left off yesterday. Yesterday we were the 17th. We were in this box. What did I say? My advice was yesterday that we could start printing some higher highs again, and that when we reached this blue box, it was important to be able to close above the blue box in order to expect more continuation to the upside, which did not happen. What did happen is that on the RSI, on the 1 hour time frame, we did get a higher high, which is actually very positive, because this kind of broke, or at least extended, the momentum that we were in right here. This was starting to look topped out. What happened? We did force our way up higher. We saw the price force its way higher to print at least as high a high, or maybe even a little bit of a higher high. What is this? This is sitting at 82, call it. This is 82, same thing, and this is 82.3. So yeah, slightly higher, just splitting hairs, but that extended that whole toppy area for a little bit longer. Now, what do we see on the short time frame? On the short term, we do see some bullish divergences, 3 stabs, like number 1, number 2, number 3, which already is at least showing a little bit of resistance, a little bit of support for the upside. And on the price action, we can actually really tell, because look at those long wicks. Those long wicks have been bought up so quickly and so aggressively. I also told you, if we reach up, that this blue box area already would be a strong entry point for at least a short-term reaction. And this literally happened to the T almost. This one didn't reach this low, but I also said that some possible reaction could come from this little node on the volume perspective. Now here we do have this big node on which price kind of sorta has been finding support a few times. Question is now, is it going to break? Is it going to hold? What if it breaks? And of course, yeah, what if it holds? If it holds, I do believe we are going to see some more upward momentum, maybe getting into some trouble building some more bearish divergence and pushing down low. But all in all, this is a very nice situation. Would I short this? Shit, no, absolutely not. Do not short, do not short. I took a little bit of a risk on this one here. I did short. I got burned. Of course, this is the name of the game. Shorting an uptrend is one of the most risky things that you can do. So yeah, keep that in mind. You know, don't say that that I didn't warn you if you're trying to short an uptrend. What is an uptrend, you ask? Well, it's very easy. An uptrend is actually when you are building a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, and as soon as you have this formation of two building on to the next higher high, this is where you can start calling it an uptrend. Okay, so an uptrend is not something like like this here, higher high, low, a high, and then low. But here, since we are not printing a new higher high, the question is, where do we start calling it a downtrend? Because it keeps going, and right here we did get our lower low. Okay, so where do we call this again an uptrend? Right here, what is happening here, this is more or less just ranging. Yeah, this is more or less ranging. This could be maybe a little tiny uptrend, but it's only when we got here that we could start talking again of an uptrend, because right here we do clearly see our high, low, higher, higher low, and on to the higher high. Now, why is this important? This is for your strategy, that you know how to think about your strategy. An uptrend, I would consider using the martingale strategy, where if you see your high, it starts to come down, you buy a little, it goes down a little bit more, you buy a little bit more, and it doesn't matter because you're expecting a higher high. Okay, it comes down again. You sold out a little bit, you try to buy in, doesn't matter because we make a higher high again. Now, an uptrend, shorting an uptrend is very dangerous, because this is where you really need to time the top. If you're not able to time exactly the top, there's almost, yeah, your chances at being profitable are going to be so slim and small that it's not worth the risk. So I would say shorting an uptrend, always set your stop loss just at the last high. You might hit it. You might make some loss, but it's less than just trying to martingale an uptrend, trying to short it, because like here, you finally entered your last position. You added on to your short, so basically, yeah, what happens is that, let's do it with a horizontal ray. Every time you add to your position, it drags your short, your zero line, a little bit more up, but you need to double your position for your entry point to come like half the distance closer. So let's say you add here, so it's going to jump on here. Let's say you add a lot more here, it's going to come here. And then what do we see? It's starting to come down and it goes away again. What are you going to do? Add some more. Eventually, probably there's going to come a correction and it might come down and you might be profitable again. But how much pain do you want to take before this happens? How much funds do you have? How much of your funds did you exhaust on this way, chasing the end of an uprun, of an uptrend? So very important to keep this in mind. I just wanted to share this before we start going further into the analysis, because I know that a lot of people easily get burned on bad positions. And the main thing is learning how to avoid getting into a bad position. And this is one of the reasons, shorting an uptrend, very, very dangerous. Longing a downtrend, same thing. If it goes down and you're building lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, same thing. It's dangerous to long because it's a downtrend. And where will it turn around? Yeah, you can use the RSI and the divergences to try and find where the bottom is. And if you're on a longer term strong situation and you really believe it's going to turn around to the upside, yeah, maybe you can do it. But you could also just have waited for a few days, have easy peasy life, and just wait for the turnaround to be confirmed, and then we're off for the races, and it's all good again. You're making money, and that's what it's all about. Now, oh, I'm sorry, I took too much of a sip there. Yeah, I'm still not 100%. In the past few days, I've been a little bit under the weather. I tried to do my streams anyway, so yeah, I was less energetic. But right now, we're like 100%. We're ready to roll. Okay, now, where are we with this price action? What does this mean? Basically, looking at those candles, I do think we might be in for a little more of a try to the upside. But it's still possible that these signals are not strong enough, especially on the higher term time frames. Because look at this, we have just a little tiny bit of divergence on the RSI. But yeah, price action, we do have a much higher high. So basically what could happen is that we do print a little bit more like this, coming out of price action that tries to get this area again, and then we have another bearish divergence, and maybe this is gonna be the one, maybe finding a little bit of support here and then start diving a little more down. Perfectly possible. It's perfectly in the cards. It wouldn't be a bad read anyway, because as we go down, there are a few key areas where we are potentially going to get a stronger divergence on the longer term. And if I'm talking about the longer term, I'm talking about the 10-hour time frame, which actually really looks, yeah, we did turn this around. This is really good. We did print a higher high on the RSI with a higher high on the price action, with this, which is beautiful. This is really what we want to see to see this go on. There's no rule that says that the RSI really needs to bottom down on the lower end, especially on the higher time frames. On the higher time frames, this is a completely different way of playing the game. But at least coming down to some of those areas again, just to take a breather and then really have a strong reaction, it wouldn't be a bad thing to happen. On the other hand, going higher, we would need to break one of those levels here for it to really be continuing on with the uptrend. Let's first of all try to see which would be the higher range that we need to break for price to continue on the upside. And then let's see where we could, if those blue boxes are still valid for support, and to use them as a new entry point. Well, that's my strategy right now. Here, this lower one, I'm not going to look at it unless we really break below 15,400. This big node, this is kind of the defense area, the last defense, the last resort. If we break this one, then I do expect some reaction coming from here and a lot of reaction coming from here. But then you know, I do think we are not going to see this happen in one strike down. I think once we start closing below this this line here, let me set a horizontal. Let's mark it off like this. Let's make it a big red one. Yeah, I do think if we start closing below this red line, this is where on a longer time frame we are going to start see a little bit more downside. Hopefully it gets picked up on one of those lower areas here, and then we have to see what happens from there on out. Best case scenario, we are going to see we could see price get picked up here, maybe here, and then start going up again. Worst case scenario, we do keep setting the lower highs, lower lows, and we're down for a bigger one. But all this is just future talk. This has nothing to do with what we are looking at right now. What we're looking at right now is this structure here. The top three blue boxes, those are in play. So like I said, let's have a look at the high end. Let's see where we want to see price reach for this uptrend, this bull run, to be able to continue. So let's take a look at this RSI level here. It's sitting at 91.6, and this is a 10-hour time frame. Keep that in mind, 91.6. And what does the magic calculator show us? 24,000. Yeah, this is high. This is high like candy pie high. Let's have a little bit of a less aggressive read. This one, 84. What does 84 show us? 84, 84. 19,600. So, you know, somewhere between 20 and 24,000. This is high. This is high in the sky. Let's draw a box. Afterwards, we're going to remeasure all this and on the lower time frames and try to find a happy medium somewhere 19,620 like this, and 24,000. Jesus, this is enormous. This is a range where, you know, like breaking 20,000 already would be a big one, because you know, we are in price discovery. But does it look fair to assume that somewhere in this area we are going to start retracing, because this is where on a macro time frame we actually are printing the first the new all-time high, you know? So yeah, it might be very possible that within this range we are going to start seeing some pulling back, maybe then also finding some footing on the lower ends and then going back for a new run. It could be perfectly possible that we also break it, shatter it, and like some YouTubers have been making their grand claims of what is it, 100k, 200k, I don't know, million k. It's perfectly possible, because this is Bitcoin. There's no stops. And you know, once FOMO kicks in, once the market is starting to panic and they think that it all left without them, people are going to start jumping on, and you know, price is just going to go ballistic. So this is perfectly possible. This is but I think for now, this structure here, considering the 10-hour RSI, looks pretty much within reality. Breaking all-time high, going for new all-time high, and you know, maybe some resistance at the 24,000. I think this sounds reasonable. Let's look at the daily chart, because maybe the daily chart has another story to tell. Because right here, the daily chart, RSI levels seem still like they're almost on the same levels. Let's look at this one. This is interesting. 85.30, and this one 87.88, and this is lower, so 85 and 87. Let's do 85. This would be 18,700, and 87, 19,000. So for the daily, and I think on a daily chart, breaking this high could only give us a little bit of a continuation signal. I think this could be where we hit some resistance and where price is going to start cooling down. And you know, the daily chart, I need to give it more validity than you would the 10-hour chart, because it's the stronger chart. It's the larger time frame. So let's say like this. Let's call it 85.40 and 19,540. I'm sorry, my apologies. And let's let's do it like this. And what do you know? This completely comes together with our last all-time high. Well, more or less. This was the all-time high. Highest high was 19,666. I'm not making it up, it's right there. 19,666. The devil's number. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what I think. If we start ranging up higher, I do think we are going to hit some strong resistance coming from the 20,000 area. But you know, this is still a $2,000 move to the upside. This is beautiful if we manage to do it. What do I see on the daily chart? The stochastics is completely cornered. So yeah, eventually stochastics, it has to go somewhere, and it's not gonna go up anymore. So yeah, possibly this could signal for a little bit of a pullback, a retracing. Also maybe, and maybe this is not a bad thing, just a little bit of ranging, you know, just like we had here. You see how in this area we have been ranging. This almost looks like a BART pattern, you know, almost. And in this area, we have been ranging, and what happened? RSI, stochastics, both were able to cool down a lot. So, and then, you know, without losing, like, without making a lower low, the RSI could cool down completely, make some strong bullish divergences here, and then set us off for the races we have been witnessing right now. So yeah, nothing is lost. But yeah, a lot of YouTubers as well have been saying for a few days, looks like this is a top. Look at the daily RSI. This looks topped out, you know. We're like printing same highs, barely, on an uptrend. Here we do have a first lower high. Okay, it got picked up, but you know, if it starts to come down, and if we see the RSI come down, this is confirmed bearish divergence. And you know, this is where we could start seeing either way trending a little bit down like this, and then picking up again, just or just trending sideways like this, for RSI to be able to cool down, or of course we could just see meltdown and go ballistic down the dumps, Bitcoin to zero, and everybody doom, and all these things. You know, yeah. Let's not go there. Let's just go level by level, and let's keep it real. Now, let's go down to the 1 hour time frame again. Let's do the 1 hour time frame, and on the 1 hour time frame, we do have this little bullish divergence, this smudge of a divergence. And you know, question is, if we start going higher again and we want to keep the upward momentum going, we are gonna have to either match or break those RSI numbers here. And where are they sitting at? It's 82.4, 82 and 82. Let's go 82.4. You know, I'm generous, we're happy, and you know, we want to show it. 82.4. This sets us also at 20,770. 20,770. So I'm going to change this one. Oh, what have I been doing? I keep doing this. So 20,800. Okay. And this one. Let's do this one at 19,800 because that was the read on the daily, remember? Okay, so daily close needs to close above this thing here. Hourly, 10 hourly, even the 3 hourly probably. Let's do a little bit of a read. 83.3, yes, it's gonna be the same thing. 83.3, 83.3. Yeah, 20,000 and a smudge. So yeah, maybe we can drag it down a little bit because we're generous. But yeah, the thing is, this is very important, daily close needs to be above the red line here for momentum to keep going. Once we start reaching, wow, not like this. Once we start reaching inside this blue box, anything goes. There's no volume holding us back, new all-time high, right? Once we are within this blue box, I would use this as a reference point. If we really start to print above this area, every pullback, yeah, we're gonna have to see where it goes if we manage to close above this blue box, because I honestly think this is where the price could really start going ballistic, parabolic, and be as unpredictable as the weather in Belgium or in England. If you're living there, then I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, first of all, let's see if we manage to break above this red line, and let's see where price goes. Now, on the downside, because we need to talk about the downside as well. If price starts to go down, are we still having a chance to build a divergence on this one here or this one here? Number one, if we break in this box, if we reach in this box here, I do think there's going to be some bounces along the way up. And every bounce we're going to have to reevaluate, rethink the situation, look at the RSI, do the whole shenanigans over and over again to see whether it's healthy or not. Okay, but let's do some reads. Let's do some reads of the cards. This one here, the bottom is the bottom of the blue box. We already have our bullish divergence that's been printed here. So yeah, do we actually still want to read this? Yeah, let's read it out. It's 64.4. Maybe we're gonna have to adjust it a little bit because every time price action changes a little bit, then we need to reevaluate where we're sitting at. So 17,813, and what happened? Yeah, we reached inside, and the green line here, this green line here, I have it selected, this one, is actually at, oh no, it's this one, 17,800, wow. Oh my Jesus. Yeah, Jesus Christ, you're a superstar. You see, these things, they really change very frequently. Yeah, wow. How are we going to mark this off, guys? How are we gonna do this? Because I don't think we can just overlap those boxes. Can we do that? Yeah, we actually can. Interesting. Okay. So now let's look at this low. No, this low here. This one. This is the next one, the next local low that we find relevant on this structure, and this is 43.4. 43.4. So 43.4, and what do we see? 16,815. So 16,815. Like, this is madness, guys. 16,815. Wow. So basically any low you would buy within this blue box area would either be a good reaction or a stronger reaction. But let's try to at least differentiate a little bit. Let's remove this line here. I'm going to remove it. All right. So basically, closing within this area, I do think we are going to see at least some resistance building from here before it breaks above. If we close in this section here, I do think we are going to see a little bit more of a heavy try before we break all the way up. I do think there are going to be bounces, at least if we break below the 17,650 area. Does that make sense? I really hope so. Now, just before we close everything down and I round off this stream, I'm gonna have a quick look at the dollar index and see what is happening with the dollar. So on a 3-hour chart, we still have this series of lower lows here, where not this one, but here we are making higher lows. So basically, wait, this is maybe not being drawn very correctly. Maybe I need to do a little more like this. It's this section here. Yeah, those two lows here and those two higher lows here. So yeah, this could be a turn of momentum. This could indicate that the dollar is, and I've been saying this for a few days. I know it could be that the dollar is going to start showing a little bit more strength. Is this really going to shoot up to the moon? It's too early to say. Let's look at the 10-hour chart. On the 10-hour chart, nothing particular to be seen. We did have a little bit of a bullish divergence between these 2 points, this one and this, but you could argue that this already played out. As long, right now we still have basically just a continuation pattern. So yeah, there's nothing holding it back from keeping the momentum going. There's nothing holding it back. Yeah, so continuation just means like, yeah, the last read is just going to continue. Okay, let's look at E-mini futures now. Let's have a little bit of a look at the E-minis, and yeah, on the higher time frame, still this bearish divergence right here. It's still in play, as long as we don't make a higher high followed also by a higher high on the RSI. So this structure is so small, it is not confirmed as long as we did not print a lower low. Yeah, divergences get confirmed and will keep their momentum going once we do see the lower low being made. Yeah, all right, cool. So I'm going to leave you with this little bit of knowledge. I hope this was helpful. Now stay tuned. I'm going to stop the recording, watch the next videos if you haven't been following live, but I do have some really cool announcements that I would like to make, and I'm just going to record them live as I am streaming right now. All I'm going to do is just say goodbye to the people who have been watching this on the replay. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Keep your trades safe, keep your positions safe, keep your friends and family safe. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel, but not the same time as today, 12:30 UTC. Be there, be square, and yeah, have a great one. Thank you very much.